Hello everyone, this is Shane with Texas Homestead in the City, and we're going to cover various topics on this channel such as raising vegetables, raising animals, and also some interesting food preparations. So today we're going to watch my dad make pork bacon. So let me switch the camera view here. Here's Jim, my dad next door, and he's going to show us how to make pork bellies into bacon, right?
Correct. Oh, okay. I pick up a pork bellies here in this part of Texas, the Palestine area, from an HEB 20 miles away. This happens to be a natural, no antibiotics, half-cut pork belly. It weighs 4.44 pounds or 2,025 grams. That's important because you get a more accurate measurement of cure if you use the grams. So basically I open this up and I will kind of pat it down.
So the ingredients you use to cure the bacon are based on the amount of bacon you're curing, is what you're saying?
It's based on weight,
okay.
to be more accurate.
Okay.
I guess technically it's called the EQ cure, equilibrium cure. It's based on, I could leave this stuff in the cure for 100 days and it would absorb no more cure than the allowable 7 days, or the required 7 days. So now this particular vessel here, picked up at Academy Sports and Outdoor. It's a tray where it has ribs in the bottom, which keeps the belly up off the ground entirely. The top has the same thing, so once you close the lid, you can then
flip it.
Just flip it.
Okay.
So now what I like to do is, with my bellies, is first off flip them over, and what I will do is take a sharp knife and score the back to make that diamond pattern that you usually see in like a baked ham.
So let more of the moisture
It lets more of the cure in there. It lets it get down in there quicker and more efficiently. You don't have to go deep. It doesn't have to go down to the skin. You're just scoring it. Once we get the cure on this and we're ready to go, we will have it sit in this for 7 days. Okay, so if you don't have one of these fancy gizmos, they're only 14 bucks. You can use a regular gallon,
whatever the size, whatever's
bag.
Appropriate for the size of your meat, right?
Right, and you can cut this in fours and use a quart size bag to do the same thing. So I prefer to use these because I have them.
Right.
So now I've scored the back of this. I'm going to stick it in here into the vessel. Let me move this out of the way. This here is my the cure that you're using, Prague powder #1. You use that for bacon, not Prague powder #2.
What's Prague 2 for?
It's for salamis and things that hang. Different type of process in meat.
Gotcha.
Okay, so based on weight, the Prague powder #1 is
5.6 grams.
5.6 grams. And
that was for the 4 pounds, right?
For the 4.44 pounds, and that's based on grams.
Sure.
So then I use kosher salt. You can use any salt, but iodized. I wouldn't use iodized salt.
Is that what's next to it?
The white here, right here, is kosher salt.
It wasn't even showing up on the video.
Yeah, right here it is.
I see it now. Yeah. Okay.
And this is brown sugar. So basically you got a quarter cup of brown sugar. This other brown thing is a spice, and the only spice I'm going to use with this, and it's nutmeg.
Okay.
I just ground it up from a nut, and now what I'll do is I'll fold this and put it all in here.
Right.
And then I will get a mixing utensil and try to get the lumps out of the brown sugar and mix up the ingredients
A nice consistency.
to a nice consistency. Now, every day after you get this in here, you're going to flip it over. So what you're going to do here is just coat it.
And you leave it in a refrigerator outside?
Yes, we'll show you that here in a bit. Because I have one in there I'm going to be pulling out to clean. Okay, so you rub it, you make sure that it gets in there.
In those
A
grooves that
little
you
bit
made
more.
earlier.
And what I'll do is I'll back it up like this to make sure I get the edges.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to get done anyway, so you just want to touch it. Now,
Okay.
that being said, like that, okay.
Did you get the other side too?
Yeah, you don't score the other side, and you basically use the rest of your mix.
Now, why don't you need to score the other side? Is that because it doesn't
There's
have all
no
the...
fat.
Okay,
This
yeah.
is where the meat is.
Gotcha.
So you're already exposed.
That's what I suspected, but I just wanted to ask.
Yep. And that's it for that. You can leave it like that. At this point, if you like a sweeter bacon,
Yeah?
you can take some real maple syrup and sprinkle that on here and then just kind of let it sit. Now,
Okay.
I'll put this on here, close it, and now this, like I say, I can flip it over and I don't even have to open this, but I do because...
And it won't leak? It's got a good seal on it?
Yeah, these are getting old, so to make sure it doesn't leak, I'll open it up every day and just flip it over.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'll show you. Let's go outside. We'll switch and put this one in there for the one that I already have.
Okay.
We'll come back in. Keep it on an outdoor refrigerator here. And basically, I'm going to switch this. This has been here. Oh, you leave this in here for 7 days.
Okay.
And you flip it over each day. This is what it turns out to be. Notice that nice bacon. This one I already did.
Oh, yeah, and it's thinner because all the moisture comes out, right?
Well, and I've eaten half of it.
Oh.
Anyway, this is the one that's cured. So now what to do with the cured at this point, you can see that it's brown and it's much more firmer. See how this...
Let me get a good look at it.
Yeah, see?
And then there's your scoring.
Yeah.
That's the fat side, and then the meat side.
This is the meat side. Now, it looks brown only because this bacon has treacle on there, black treacle, which is a processed molasses from England. I happen to like it.
Okay. You experimenting with it, or you done it before?
Oh, I've done it before, and it's just, it allows the bacon to just taste wonderful. So now, at this point here, because you still have cure on there, what you want to do is clean the bacon. So now I'll get the cold water on, and you're getting rid of what you can. Now, you can just pat it. I've seen guys just pat it like this, and I'll show you, explain here to you in a second what you're supposed to do. Now, what a lot of people do then is stick this in here, and they'll fill this up and let this sit in the sink or wherever for about an hour.
Okay.
What that's doing is drawing out the salt, you know, the cure a little bit.
Otherwise it'd be too potent?
It could be too potent,
Okay.
you know, so...
But it's already done its job on the meat, though.
Another thing, this is bacon right now. It's cured. It's done.
It's ready to go? Okay.
It's ready. We could, in fact, you're supposed to take a slice of this now, and after you got to clean it first. So here's my point on the cleaning. Some people clean it like this and let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
Some say leave it for a couple of hours if it's too salty. How do you know if it's too salty? Well, you
Just gonna be forced to try to taste it, huh?
you're forced to try a piece.
Yeah.
Now, after you slice off a piece, you say to yourself, it's either fine or it's not fine. And typically that's what I do is leave it like this, because I didn't start off with an improper amount of salt. I use the EQ method,
So-
which has the exact
Right.
portions that you need, tried and true and tested, so that you can't screw up.
Good deal.
So now I'll take this and I'm going to sort of dry it. If my wife will get me a hanger from my room, I'll show you what I do. Okay, so
It's kind of like that other piece we saw in the refrigerator, right? You hang
right,
it.
she's going to get me a hanger,
All right.
and you see that I'm getting the, just leave it right here if you would there, assistant, thank you.
All right. Look at that.
And I'm going to get another couple of pieces of this. Now, what you do beforehand, all right, the bacon's done like I say. It's a little warm and pliable since it just came out of the refrigerator and in the brine like. So to firm it up, what people do, I use these hangers. You can buy them on the internet. They're stainless steel, food grade, and you know what I do is slap them in there, puncture them through, and you hang this somewhere. Like I say, the bacon is cured, so even if flies were to get in your kitchen, it wouldn't affect them because it's there. Now, what you try to do is you hang it. Now, what I do is I put a piece of clean cloth underneath to make sure I'm not getting any drippage.
Okay.
Then I would find out whether or not I had any crevices that I didn't clean or dry up. Now, the process of hanging it for almost a day puts what they call a film or a pellicle on
A
this.
skin of types.
It's like a vague skin.
Okay.
What that does is if you're going to smoke this piece of bacon from this point on, you need you need that smoke to adhere to something. It will adhere to pellicle.
Okay.
So it takes, there again, some people will say they'll do it in 2 hours. The best to wait a day.
Okay.
So you hang it, you wait a day, you stick it in here, and now you got your pellicle on. You then go out here, back. What I do for my method of cold smoking, if I'm going to cold smoke, which 99% of the time I do, this is a new propane smoker that I converted to just handle cold smoke only. So I have it set up like this. You notice that I have it hanging now in there.
Yeah.
And this is my cold smoker. Each one of these chambers is roughly 4 hours of smoke.
I'm gonna put it in the light a little bit.
I fill these.
Here you go.
Each one of these is 4 hours.
Okay.
So if I were to have this full and just leave it in there, I could get a 12-hour smoke on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now these are the pellets, basically. That's some I've already burnt.
All right. I got it.
So you fill them up to here, and you light this end. Now, because of it, when you cold smoke, you're cold smoking under 100 degrees. Nothing goes over 100 degrees. So now here it is outside. Right now, it's almost 95 degrees. So this afternoon would not be a good day to start the cold smoke. So I would stick it in the refrigerator, and like it's supposed to go, and will go. If I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's 60, 70 degrees.
Okay.
I'll have a 3-hour window. So if I do a 4-hour burn on one line here, I'm getting 4 hours of cold smoke on the bacon. And to me, nowadays, 4 hours is sufficient enough. It browns up the meat. It kind of.
There we go. Cool. Looks good.
See, now if we were to cut this on the inside, it'd be pink. It'd be red,
Okay.
like the bacon that's over here. So, this is finished product, in essence. And if you can see the difference here, look at that.
Looks good.
And notice how much stiffer it is.
Yeah, it almost turns into like a jerky or a
And
leather.
here's that bark I was talking about. Look at the mahogany color.
The pelican or?
Well, no, that's with smoke on. This one was smoked
Okay.
for only 4 hours. But you see how it gives it a coating on the meat and also on the fat.
Yeah,
In
okay.
comparison to this one here, notice the difference.
Yeah, it's.
Notice the difference.
See here.
See?
Yeah.
4 hours of smoke, no smoke. So that's it.
Awesome. Well, this has been Texas Homestead in the City. And thanks, Jim, for the display of bacon making. And if you like this kind of content and want to support the channel, go ahead and visit easttexasfarm.com, and we have links to our Amazon and eBay stores. Thank you very much.